This will be followed without further introduction by Mr. Stephen Fewster, Chairman of the Australian Honeybee Council, who will officially welcome you as guests, and Mr. Philip McKay will formally hand over the chains of office.
G'day. Welcome to Australia, a land of milk and honey. Australia's honey industry is made up of around 2,000 commercial beekeepers, the largest managing over 2,000 hives. In fact, there are around 606,000 registered hives in Australia, producing at least 30,000 tonnes of honey each year. Around a third of honey produced in Australia is exported, mostly to Germany and the United Kingdom. Honeybees are not native to Australia, but have thrived since introduced in 1822 by a Captain Wallace, who auctioned them off to early settlers. With Australia historically a strong agricultural nation, bees play a major part in our prosperity, with the value of bees as pollinators estimated at $1.8 billion. Australia's honey industry is unique in many ways. Stringent quarantine rules have helped us keep many exotic diseases away from our island continent. Our honey industry is equally fortunate, with problems like the varroa, tropholedax and tracheal mites that plague other countries absent from Australia. In fact, no miticides are used in Australia, making our beeswax unique. The strong awareness amongst our farmers of the dangers of chemical residues in our foodstuffs allow us to boast the cleanest and greenest food production in the world. 38% of honey production comes from our forest lands. Many native Australian plants that are the basis of our industry, such as our eucalypt trees, do not flower every year, which means our beekeepers often have to move hives to pollen and nectar producing flowers over many kilometres. Our industry, therefore, is highly migratory, with beekeepers often at home only on weekends, spending the week camping out as they move their hives around the countryside. However, this migratory nature also means that honey is being produced somewhere in Australia 52 weeks of the year. Around 75% of our honey comes from native flora, such as the eucalypts. While honey derived from eucalypt flowers is often sold in its pure form, much of it is blended with other honeys because of the eucalypt honey's unique taste. Honey from some species is sold through pharmacies for the treatment of skin ulcers, and Australia's Honeybee Research and Development Corporation has been very supportive of researching the human health benefits of Australian honey. As with beekeepers in other countries, access to reliable supplies of flowering plants is becoming more difficult. In the past, Australia's beekeepers had access to our vast national park and public land resource. However, pressure from the environmental movement is changing that. In some states, access to national parks has been reduced significantly, while in other states like Victoria, access agreements which don't compromise conservation objectives have been reached. Without access to public lands, the honey industry in Australia would not survive in its present form. This and many other issues that arise from time to time are dealt with by the honey industry's peak body, the Australian Honeybee Industry Council, or ARBIC. ARBIC is made up of apiarists, queen bee breeders, pollinators and of course honey packers and marketers, and is managed by a secretariat based in Sydney. For the Australian honey industry, ARBIC's role is very important. Australian farmers are not subsidised by government and often must compete in world markets where their competitors receive an unfair advantage from homegrown support. It's vital then that the Australian honey industry is not disadvantaged in other ways that may affect their competitiveness. Another ARBIC task is to ensure the industry is ready for any crisis that might strike at any time. ARBIC is constantly reviewing a sophisticated readiness plan produced in conjunction with state and federal governments that address every conceivable contingency or emergency. Australia's honey industry enjoys strong support amongst Australians and is widely recognised for its role in our nation's development. Please enjoy our country during your stay and don't forget to have a taste of Aussie honey.
Stephen, it is a great pleasure to hand over the chain of office from Apimondia 2005 in Dublin to Apimondia 2007 in Australia.